Hey, roll your window back down.
What's up?
My name is Sergeant Schmont, the Cove Police Department. The reason being stopped today, you made a wide right turn when you turned from 1709 to 377. Any reason why you're rolling your window up when I walk up to this car?
No, sir.
You had been driving it down for the past mile?
I just rolled it up.
All right, step out of the car for me. Step out. Do not shut that window. Open it now. Step out. Right here. Face that direction. Face that direction. Put your hands right here behind your back. Don't move. Do you understand? Why are you acting so suspicious?
Because I'm scared.
Well, you're rolling your window up when I'm walking up on scene for a routine traffic stop. Ain't nothing going on. You roll your window up. What does that look like to me?
I mean, I'm just rolling it up because it's for my safety.
For your safety?
Yeah. Nothing. I rolled up my window.
Take off.
That's my dad.
No, sir. Yeah.
I rolled up my window.
What you have to watch out for in these videos is sometimes the auditors are right, sometimes the police are right, sometimes they're both wrong. I want to clear it up for you on what the law says. Now, in a stop like this, the police officer comes up. Typically, they're going to ask you a question. Do you know why I pulled you over? You do not answer that question. There's nothing you can say to answer that question that's going to help you. All you have to say in that situation is, I'm going to exercise my Fifth Amendment right. Or what I would say is, no. Can you tell me why you pulled me over? And then they need to tell you why they pulled you over. Do you have to get out of the car if the police ask you to get out of your car? Typically, if the police are going to ask you to exit your car, it's because they are going to be able to articulate, maybe not to you at the time, but in a report later on or in court under oath, that they were in fear for their safety and that they wanted to do a weapons check on you. Now, the courts in the United States have routinely ruled that the totality of the circumstances that need to be considered and whether the police have a right to check you for weapons in the car, and really it just comes down to their training and experience and what they felt at the time. It's a very, very low standard. More than likely, they are going to be okay to ask you to get out of the car. They just have to be able to say that they were in fear for whatever it is that you did, that maybe you had a weapon and they wanted to do further checks. Now, that's not an all-intrusive search of you. That's just a very minor search of your person for a weapon. In this video, he would be able to articulate the reason he pulled him out of the car is because of the way he was acting, specifically with answering the questions and putting the window up and down and up. That would make the police officer nervous. Are the police allowed to handcuff you before you're arrested? Absolutely. I get this question all the time. The police are able to detain you for further investigation or to do a routine weapons check without you being under arrest. Now, they can search you. They can put you in the back of the car. They do that for officer safety. That is perfectly legal.
320, give me unit code now.
And he got mad because I rolled up my window.
Step right here.
I rolled it up.
Separate your feet.
Well, that's what happened, huh?
Yeah.
You're about to be arrested for blocking the roadway if you don't park and get out.
I rolled
Park and get out?
I rolled
Park over there.
I said I can. It's my right.
You are interfering with my job. You need to go park over there.
I'm just reporting you.
I rolled up my window like you said. It was my right to roll up my window.
No, it's not.
As you see here, the police officer comes right up. He's angry. It's almost as if he's looking for something else, and the traffic stop is not the main purpose of him pulling this gentleman over. It's to find something else in the car, warrants. This is what we would call a pretextual stop, looking for something else. Now, whether he's fishing or whether he legitimately has a reason why he thinks this gentleman has something else, we're not sure.
All right. Is your ID in your wallet?
Yes, sir.
Why on earth are you acting like this?
I'm just nervous, man.
Look,
Okay, I'm
it was a
sorry.
routine traffic stop, all right?
Yes.
I've never met you before.
Yes, I know.
And then the first thing you do is you roll up your window like that, okay?
I thought it was allowed, so we can roll up my window and hand out my license to you.
How do you think it would look to me if you're rolling up your window when you walk up?
I guess suspicious a little bit.
Suspicious. So it's even more suspicious, right? You've been cruising. It's a hot day. You've been cruising around with your window down.
Yes, sir.
And the first thing I do when I walk up is you roll your window up.
Yes, sir.
Then I say, step out of the car, and then you proceed to roll your window all the way, and I can
Well,
no longer see you.
I can roll my window and then shut the door and lock it. That's
By who?
what I was told.
By who?
My dad,
Okay.
by the law, the government.
Okay. When you're doing that, you're taking away. I can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from the fact it's rude. It's rude, is it not? I'm trying to have a
Yes.
conversation with you. You roll up the window.
Now, when he asks him about the window, don't answer that question. Whether you think you're helping or not, as you can see in the video, it's only going to make matters worse. It's going to agitate the police officer. Now, technically, the law says that you don't have to have that window all the way down. But here's the question you have to ask yourself. Why not put it all the way down? If you're going to infuriate the police officer who's just trying to do his job, why put the window down? Now, I can tell you why the auditors do it, because their ultimate goal is to be unjustly arrested, so then that way they can sue the police department. That should not be your goal as an ordinary citizen. You should be polite, but you should exercise your rights. And putting the window down all the way is not going to hurt you, and it's not going to help you if you keep the window up. It's only going to have an opportunity to upset the police officer and make matters worse. Put the window down. Now, what you need to give that police officer is you need to have your driver's license, your proof of registration, and your proof of insurance ready to go. I advise my clients to keep everything except your driver's license paper clipped in the same exact spot in the car. So that way, if you get pulled over for speeding, you have it there. You pull your driver's license out of your wallet, you paper clip it to the other documents, and you have them ready for the police officer when he arrives next to your window. Now, at this point, a police officer has probable cause to issue a traffic citation, whether it's you're speeding or whether they think your tint is too dark or they saw you run a stop sign. That would be probable cause to issue you a traffic citation or a traffic ticket. Although it's typically unusual for someone in a traffic stop to be handcuffed, there's nothing illegal about that. Now, this cop is just a jerk. Plain and simple, he's a jerk. He's looking for trouble. He's giving trouble to everybody. I'm sure that he acts this way on every single traffic stop. Now, most of the time, if you get pulled over, you're not going to interact with a police officer like this. But this just goes to show that you always want to exercise your Fifth Amendment right. Let him pull you over for whatever the reason is for the traffic stop. Give him the required documents and don't say another thing. Anything you say is only going to hurt you. I know. People say, oh, well, it's my right. I want to talk and let's get this over with quicker. Let me just cooperate. Absolutely not. You see this gentleman. Seems like a very nice person. He seems nervous. He's just telling the truth. And you see how this gets him in trouble. Now, ultimately, this gentleman gets arrested. It's not in the video, but he does get arrested for making that wide turn. If I had to guess, this gentleman driving the car in the red shirt, he probably watches auditors on YouTube all the time. And he thinks, oh, well, let me put my window up to a little bit of a crack. Again, he's entitled to do it, but this ultimately led to his arrest. And to me, that's not worth it. It's not worth to exercise rights that don't matter. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. I say put the window down all the way. Have your documents ready to go. And don't answer questions. If they're going to give you a ticket, they're going to give you a ticket. It's better than being arrested.
Stand here? Yep. Ready up. Arrest him. For what?
Put your phone down.
Blocking the roadway?
Put your phone down. Turn around.
No, man.
Nope.
For what?
Hey.
What? Hold on. What am I blocking? I'm not
Put your
blocking
phone
any
down.
roadway.
Nope. Enough.
I am not blocking a roadway.
Put your phone down. Put your hands behind your head.
Hey, Russ, I hope you got this on video. This guy's arresting me for just standing here. And now he's taking my phone away.
Hey. What is the unit?
Dude, oh my God.
Hey, you're gonna...
Dude, what are you doing?
You're gonna get sprayed. Okay?
I'm
Put your hands behind your head.
Oh my God.
Spray.
I'm not even doing anything. Get that over here. Excuse me.
323, need more unit. Run code.
Dude, what the heck, man?
Stop.
Stay away. What is this about? Russ, can you check my phone?
Hey, stay away, sir.
Hold yourself, boy.
Sir, stay away.
Back off. Video from the corner.
Stay away.
Video from the corner.
Stay away.
Video from the corner.
What the heck, man? Dude, this ground is hot.
We'll get you off it as soon as we get you these cuffs.
That was totally unnecessary. Oh, man.
Sir, please move back to the corner. If you have any questions, we'll talk to you in a minute.
25 feet back, I'm fine. Got you, my friend. What are you guys, nuts? You did nothing.
Sir, do you have any weapons or anything on you today?
Now, this father ends up getting arrested because he followed the police's orders and parked and walked. He's on a public sidewalk. He's recording. He's allowed to do that. You don't have an expectation of privacy if you're in a public area. However, you cannot obstruct or interfere with a police officer's investigation. So that's what this police officer is doing. It's a terrible arrest. They treated this guy very poorly. I feel bad for the backup officer that came. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just told to arrest the guy. For all he knows, he could have committed some serious crimes. But the initial stop officer, he's just a jerk from the get-go. But the best thing to do in these scenarios is understand your rights and understand that maybe just because you can put the window down all the way down to a crack, maybe it's not the best idea to do that. You have to ask yourself, what is the benefit of keeping that window down to just a crack? Well, just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And what you need to understand is that if you do that during a traffic stop, you have to be prepared to the consequences that may come. But as to everything else, just exercise your right to remain silent. Just tell them that an attorney told you that you have a Fifth Amendment right to not incriminate yourself, and you wanted to exercise that. The police aren't going to ask you any more questions. They're going to give you a ticket, or they're going to give you a warning, and you're going to be on your way.